you that, okay, I wrote this down and I feel like I need to say this to y'all while eyes are moving basically with background movement. If it stopped at just those three people, I'm sorry and my condolences. But it could possibly be airborne like that.
My lawyer about this matter. I will sue you, and I will open it up as a class action lawsuit.
Oh my God. Is this. Hey, yo, y'all, one of y'all, if anybody who's watching this, tell me if this is real. But why would they say they want to dock it? What it do, what it do, what it do, my good people. Welcome back again. So, y'all ready for season 2? But nah, man, fun and jokes aside. So there's this thing called the hantavirus that it seems to be something real deadly than CV-19. It's not to put anybody in panic or anything because these people are contained on a ship, or at least that's what I thought when I first watched it. The whole people are telling us that it's not pandemic effective and they have it contained and stuff like that. But what I know 60 years ago, that's exactly the same thing that they told us. And 3 people already died. And there's 2 people from Ontario, Canada, here where I live that came off that ship. And then there's 5 places in the States, or there's 5 states right now where there are people that got off that ship. And now the ship is docking somewhere in Spain. This does not make any sense. I was watching it yesterday and it never sounded so serious. Watched it today and more people are getting infected. And from what I'm hearing, this shit can sit inside your body dormant for 8 weeks. 40% mortality rate, 50% life or death. Brother, I don't want to put no fear in anybody. I want to actually believe that this is something that they have contained and it won't be anything huge like what happened with CV-19. But seems like each day there is something more, and more that's developing about this. And the way that they're saying that you can contract it is from another person. It can be contracted from person to person. And it's supposed to be worse than what CV-19 is. And from what I'm seeing, there's 5 states right now where people were on that ship. Right? There's 5 people, or there's people in 5 states that got off that shit that are on land right now in the United States. And there's 2 people that were also on that ship that got off that are in Ontario, Canada right now, where I actually live. This is not to fearmonger anybody. Once again, this is strictly for educational purposes only. But then again, I was also watching. There's only one person that came out with a video, and it's this guy right here. And if y'all follow up all these major disasters that happen over the world throughout the years, everybody always have a phone shooting something. And this happens to be the only video that came out off the ship. Yes, they're taking everybody's phones, which doesn't make any goddamn sense either. But I watched this video and I'm telling y'all, this dude something just doesn't sit right. Not this specific one. I'm gonna show y'all a longer version of it, but I watched it. His eyes, he's looking off the camera. It looks scripted in a way. Let's call a spade a spade. But who says they have it contained? It's not pandemic fearing, and it's nothing close to what CV-19 was a few years ago. But that is the same thing they told us 6 or 7 years ago. And look what happened. So, we gonna jump into this and see what's going on. And I want y'all to make your own conclusion, determination off these videos. As for me, I'm just trying to stay educated about this because it's really developing, y'all. So, let's jump into this. And I want to give a shout out to my commenter, Carla. Appreciate the comment. And to my subscribers, y'all are the GOAT. Love y'all. So, let's jump into this and see what's developing here, y'all.
I normally wouldn't make a video like this, but I feel like I need to say something, so I wrote a few things down. I am currently on board the...
Like, y'all hear that? That's the part of that's really throwing me off about this. The fact that he's saying he had to write this down. Don't through many disasters, events, and stuff like that, everybody has naturally takes their phone out and just starts recording, right? Who comes on the phone, have their phone propped up to tell you that, okay, I wrote this down and I feel like I need to say this to y'all while eyes are moving basically with background movement? Does this make any sort of sense to y'all, man? I'm not trying to say or try to put any sort of fear or anything like that into anybody or try to put any fear mongering statistics into this, because I'm no doctor, y'all. But come on, a lot of us need to have common sense towards what this looks like and what it looks like it's developing into, because a lot of this doesn't make any sense. Y'all just watching, man.
The obvious, and what's happening right now is very real for all of us here. We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people. People with families, with lives, with people waiting for us at home. There's a lot of uncertainty, and that's the hardest part. All we want right now is to feel safe, to have clarity, and to get home. So if you're seeing coverage about this, just remember that there are real people behind it, and that this isn't...
Yeah, definitely there's real people behind this. But who are the real people behind this, man?
something happening somewhere far away. It's happening to us right now. I'll share more when I can, but for now, I just ask for your kindness and understanding. Thank you. I normally would...
I don't know. Something is just fishy about that video, and the fact that he's the only one off the ship that has a phone that's videoing this and talking to us about this. We can only take this for a grain of salt. You understand what I'm saying? But let's see what else the other people got to say.
make a video like I'm...
My husband told me that I was not allowed to get on the crazy train with this one. Allowed. Let's take a look at the timeline. April 6th, a 70-year-old man, a passenger on the cruise line, comes down ill. 5 days later, on April 11th, he unfortunately passes away. April 12th through the 20th, the boat docks in St. Helena, and the body and his wife get off the ship. At some point during that time, his wife comes down ill, and she is actually evacuated to Johannesburg, South Africa, which is literally on the other side of Africa. I'm not sure why they evacuated her there, but bygones. Once she arrives in Johannesburg, she actually collapses in the airport. She is taken to hospital where within 24 hours, at some point, she dies. While that is happening in South Africa, the ship is sailing on and a third passenger comes down ill. That person is a British man who is actually...
I didn't even take in that she's talking about this stuff from last month.
sent to Johannesburg, South Africa as well, and he is still currently in critical condition in the hospital. And while all that is happening in South Africa, the boat docks at Ascension Island. While there on April 28th, the fourth passenger becomes ill and subsequently passes away. She is the German woman. She passes away on May 2nd. And up until that point, nobody knows that this is the hantavirus. But on that day,
Hey, yo. Let's listen. Let's listen.
results come back in on that woman, and sure enough, it is the hantavirus. So we've been wondering all this time, is this the hantavirus? This the one strain out there that is person to person? Yep, the WHO confirmed today it is, in fact, that virus, that strain of the virus, rather. Today, they also confirmed that the ship's doctor is also severely ill. The ship's doctor is being taken to Spain for treatment. Now, Spain has said, hey, these are all Europeans and we owe them, humanitarian aid. So come to the Canary Islands, and that's where the humanitarian aid is for Europe. So go there, they'll let you in. But the Canary Islands were like, excuse me? No. The ship has now...
Yeah, keep that ship in the water. Why would he dock it? Some, I don't want to say it. And mind y'all, this is for education purposes only. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to predict anything. But something about this just does not seem right. They say, yes, trust the professionals. Believe the professionals. But PTSD from over 6 to 7 years ago, when they told us the same thing. So I'm not saying it makes it hard to believe them, but everything that they're saying basically about this, you just take it for a grain of salt.
Gotten to the Canary Islands, and there's activity where there are at least 3 more passengers who are sick, and a crew member got off somewhere because his thing was done, his contract or whatever was done. So he got off the ship and he went home to Switzerland. Guess what? He's sick. He's in a hospital in Switzerland now. They have to do contact tracing now on everybody who was in an airplane or in the airport with any of these people, and then whoever they were in contact. This is, you know what? I'm sorry, but...
And looking, she posted this video 2 days ago. We're now in the 3rd day of when this thing's this whatever thing developed, and it seems to be getting worse. And I swear I seen a post somewhere that it said 26 people have contracted this. It could be a lie. I don't know. It's the internet, y'all. I'm not saying I believe it. But if it is 26 people, right now what we have confirmed and what I know and seen on the news is 6 Canadians that were on the ship. 2 of them came off, and they're from Ontario, where I live. The other 4, I think they're still on the ship. I'm not too sure. There might be a video on this about it, or I might just pull it up for y'all in the Canadian section. But that is scary to hear. And then in the States, I think in America, there's 6 states where people that already got off the ship and they're home, and they say they're self-isolating. Over here, they say these 2 people are self-isolating, but they never found out until the news about it came out. So what were they doing in between when they got here? Did they travel amongst other people when they got here? And possibly, or did they not possibly infect anybody before they got off, wherever they got off from, to get back into Ontario? Because right now we know that they're self-isolating. Self-isolating. Can we really trust that? Why were they allowed to get off the ship in the first place?
They can't get off the boats. We learned during COVID that quarantine was really important. So why are we allowing them to get off the ship? Like, pull another ship up next to it. Get the people who are healthy, get them off, put them on a separate ship, and move them away from that boat, okay?
Shouldn't it be that simple? There is not enough resources. I'm pretty sure the company that owns that ship has enough money to do something about that, or something just like that. But why would they say they want to dock it? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, and I think now they already did.
Just move them away. Let the sick people stay on the boat. Let the healthy people go on that boat. And if they need to, they can go back, okay? But do not bring them to land. To the people on that ship, I'm so sorry. It's awful. It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm sorry. But no. Guess what's coming June 11th through the 19th? The World Cup to 16 cities across the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
I forgot about that. That is in Toronto. I think it's from the 11th to the 23rd or the 24th of June, which is next month. And 2 people in Ontario. You can't make this up, people. You can't make this up. Come on, man.
All of Europe is coming here. I'm so excited.
I discovered something really weird with this hantavirus cruise ship, and I need your guys' help to figure it out. Because no one else is really talking about this, and I don't even really know what it means. But there's something really bizarre, and it has to do with the number of people on the cruise ship. Can someone please explain to me the significance of 147, the number? Because I see that number repeated throughout all sorts of media that seems to signify something. What are they trying to tell us here? Ignoring the fact that this ship set sail the same day as Artemis II launched, and I think that there's actually discrepancies on that information as well. And then you have 3 people dead, and 3 seems to be a common number as well. We see 33, but if you add 1 plus 4 plus 7, that's 12. 1 plus 2 is 3, so the root number of 147 is 3. 3 is a very popular number with the occult. And I know you think I'm reaching, but wait. Because this is a particular cruise ship meant to sail around the Antarctic. And when I went to search that number because I know I'd seen it before, I found a lot of different articles. One of them being about the Atlas of Southern Ocean Life, and how 147 scientists gathered data on the Antarctic waters. Here's the article where it references 147 scientists from 22 countries who over the past 4 years cataloged more than 9,000 Antarctic marine species. So they're studying life around Antarctica, right? Then you've got this surveillance system set up in the Amazon for tracking wildlife. And of course there were 147 scientists that worked on that project. And then you got another study in Western Australia's oceans, where again we're discovering new species of wildlife in the oceans, and 147 scientists happened to work on that project. And these are all independent. They have nothing to do with one another. But that's just when I searched 147 scientists. When I searched 147 something else, I got more results. Oh, I forgot to include one here. There was 147 professionals that worked on some dietary fiber research. And I guess this particular study is responsible for why we see the details about fiber on the sides of our food now. Oh, another scientist one. I forgot this one. 147 scientists from 27 countries worked on antibiotic resistance and the misuse of antibiotics. Shoot, another one. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting that I found all of these 147 scientist studies, and this one is about curing Alzheimer's. There were 2 stacked news stories in Nigeria, one about 147 people dying from a tanker explosion, and then 147 people killed this year in Nigeria during Holy Week. I don't know. I'm not sure what to conclude from this. You guys help me figure this out. But ultimately, all I can say is that it's really strange to me that we've got 147 passengers, 3 dead on this cruise ship, an Antarctic cruise ship, that we had a bunch of scientists from different studies looking at marine wildlife from the Antarctic Ocean. And maybe I'm connecting dots that I shouldn't be connecting, either because it puts my life at risk or because I'm losing my mind. But I just find it strange. Man, I bet all those passengers are feeling like fools getting on that boat on the 1st of April. I discovered something.
Man, I don't. It could be a reach, but it only takes 3 times for the same thing to be said or happening before it starts to become believable, or it starts to no longer looks like a coincidence. That part, I don't know. That's deeper research by his person. But for this specific thing that's going on right now, it's just funny how it's going around, because for something that's been so dormant in the sense of they have control, not dormant, but they have control over it for all these years, right? And then all of a sudden, what do they call it, an Andy variant, to where now it's able to be transferred from human contact, from human to human. You no longer have to breathe it in from rat feces. How does that make any sense? And they're seeing that it's so dangerous, but yet they don't have full control over it, but they're letting people off. And from what I'm seeing, man, it looks to me like these officials are just winging it day by day, because they don't even have a vaccine for this, because it's supposed to be something new. So how are they so confident in telling us that, oh, it's not going to be something that's pandemic, at a pandemic scale like COVID was? And I want to believe that, people, but let's look at more of the facts about this, or more information about what's going on with this.
Really weird with this hantavirus.
Has just confirmed at least 1 case of hantavirus, and the man who contracted it was a passenger on the MV Hondius cruise. The ship had been sailing from Argentina in South America, where a rare strain called the Andes virus exists. And this is what
I'm saying, people. Why are people even getting off that ship? Why are they doing this to us? But man. Again, I'm not trying to fearmonger y'all or anything like that, but man,
it gets serious, because most hantaviruses don't spread between humans. But this strain can in rare cases. With a fatality rate of around 30 to 40%, this isn't something you ignore. South Africa have also reported of 2 cases. There were about 150 people on board. So far, 3 people have died. There are around 7 total cases, and at least 1 patient is in critical condition. Symptoms don't hit immediately either. It starts like the flu: fever, fatigue, muscle aches, then suddenly turns severe as the lungs fill with fluid. And then the situation escalated. The MV Hondius crossed the Atlantic, but was denied entry at ports and ended up stuck near Cape Verde, off the coast of West Africa. And now, it's heading toward the Canary Islands in Spain for medical handling. So Switzerland has
to dock. Not for medical handling, to dock. Does this make any sense? Y'all drop it down in the comments and tell me what y'all think.
Just confirmed at least
This is not coronavirus. This is a very different virus. We know this virus. Hantaviruses have been around for quite a while, but I want to be unequivocal here.
And that's the thing, something that's been around for quite a while like that, right? And it had such control over it. So why is it becoming something of this magnitude where each day it seems to be getting worse and worse and worse? And from what I'm seeing from this, these people are panicking. This has to be some sort of panicking. I'm calling spade a spade. Because, again, for something to be around for so long, and they had control over it, and now it's called the antivirus, so it's more transferable from human to human. Come on.
This is not SARS-CoV-2. This is not the start of a COVID pandemic. This is an outbreak that we see on a ship. There's a confined area. We have 5 confirmed cases so far. We completely understand why these questions are coming, and we are trying to provide all of the information that we can. That's why we're having a press conference here to give accurate information, and we're grateful for all of those out there who are asking these types of questions. But this is not the same situation we were in 6 years ago. It doesn't spread the same way like coronaviruses do. It's very different. It's that close, intimate contact that we've seen. And most hantaviruses don't transmit between people at all. Most hantaviruses are transmitted from rodents or their feces.
Because it's not it. It is not it. It's something that you guys do not know fully what it is yet, and it seems like you guys are actually just winging this for real.
Or their saliva in their droppings to people. And only this one particular virus, the Andes virus, which has been identified here, we've seen some human-to-human transmission. And again, I want to reiterate, the actions that are being taken on board are precautionary to prevent any onward spread. And so there's a lot that is being done right now.
But yeah, y'all are letting people off the ship, though? And then giving people the excuse that, oh, since they're self-isolating, everything will be all right. What do you guys believe? Drop it down there in the comments, people.
Now, to be able to try to minimize the risk even further.
What makes unique here is similarity crowded in a confined space. We had a similar situation in Argentina in 2018 to 2019 when a symptomatic individual attended a social gathering. So that led to a lot of people getting infected. We are in a similar situation right now, a cluster in a confined space with close contact. Does that mean the rest of the world, this disease will spread? We had that outbreak in 2018 and it led only 34 cases. We may have similar cases from there. So I just want to show that.
But it's not the same thing. This is something new. And you guys seem really positive. That's what I want it to be. I wouldn't mind if it didn't spread to just, if it stopped at just those 3 people. I'm sorry, and my condolences for the people that had to lose them. But this seems like something that is getting out of control, and they're panicking now, and to tell us that, relax, guys, relax. Because I don't remember hearing about this case from 2018, 2019. Maybe y'all heard about it or something. I need to go do my research, or I'm living underneath a rock. But, hey, new face, new case.
We follow public health measures. And the lessons we learned from Argentina now is shared across all countries what needs to happen in contact tracing, isolation. We can break this chain of transmission, and this doesn't need to be a large epidemic.
Trust the experts, man. Trust the experts, people. All right? They got us.
Not coronavirus.
Has been confirmed in 3 states in the United States. So here's everything that we know. Now, according to the New York Times,
It's 6 now. It's 6.
Hantavirus has made it to 3 states in the United States. That's California, Georgia, and Arizona. That's where I live, Arizona. Now, according to the New York Times, they stated that those individuals are being monitored by their regional health departments. So the Arizona Department of Health, California, and Georgia. Now, that is not all, because according to the BNO News, a French citizen who was isolated but was on that plane. So now we have more confirmed cases. They were on that plane to Johannesburg, and they have been confirmed to have contracted hantavirus. And I wish that were all, but I'm showing you these articles so you can read them yourself. The flight attendant on that flight from Johannesburg has also contracted hantavirus. And finally, 40 passengers from that cruise have disembarked. According to the Dutch officials, authorities have not confirmed where they are now. So just to be aware, you should be masking up now. Do not wait until you have a cough. Mask up now. If you are going to have any flights anytime soon, mask up. If you're going to be in any tight, close spaces, meetings, anywhere, just wear a mask. Do all the research that you want to do, but just be clear. If you're in the United States, I'm talking about us. We don't got no PPE gear. There is no vaccine, and there is no help coming. You have to wear a mask, period. The mortality rate is 40%. Okay? Just want to leave on that note.
Man, I'm just gonna add on to what she said. A repeat of what she said. Be safe. Stay safe. Cover your goddamn face. And stop touching shit with your hands. I'm just joking. That's just from a little clip. But y'all just take the initiative, man. Take the initiative. Please.
Now, the hantavirus
Are you familiar with the hantavirus, Agent Mulder?
Hantavirus might be in the USA now. So over 20 passengers have disembarked from the MV Hondias, and several of those passengers are from the US. The states we know of are Arizona, California, Georgia, Texas, and Virginia. They're currently being monitored and showing no signs of infection, but if that changes, come back here so I can update you guys as soon as possible.
A new theory is emerging this morning about how the rare outbreak of hantavirus began on a Dutch cruise ship. Right now, 40 passengers who were evacuated from the ship have disembarked on St. Helena. It's a small island in the South Atlantic Ocean. They're expected to begin returning to their home country soon. But so far, this outbreak has claimed 3 lives, including a husband and wife. And Good Day's Alex Whitler joins us now with more from the Fox 5 Live desk.
Well, the good news is that this hantavirus outbreak is being registered with the World Health Organization. They say none of the passengers on board the cruise ship are showing symptoms. Spanish government officials expect the ship to arrive Saturday at the Canary Islands, where it'll dock at a port near an airport, and then people will head back to their home countries. Now, at least 2 of those passengers are from Georgia, and our state's public health department says they've already returned home, and they aren't showing virus symptoms. They're also said to be following recommendations from the CDC, which says the risk to the American public remains extremely low. Meanwhile, health officials are still investigating exactly how the virus reached the ship. Right now, the main idea is it could have come from a couple who went bird watching in Argentina.
Once a person is infected by the vermin, when they have their pulmonary condition, they spread it through the air to someone nearby.
The cruise ship first started its journey in Argentina, and researchers there are trying to see if their country is the source of this outbreak. Officials are working to track where the...
They spread it through the air to someone nearby. But I'm hearing you have to literally be intertwined with somebody, or sweat, or using the same utensils as someone. But it could possibly be airborne like that? So I could just cough?
Affected passengers were before boarding the cruise ship, but because symptoms can take between 1 to...
Hi, this message is for Jake and all of the other passengers on that cruise ship with hantavirus. In this society, threats work better than requests, and I just want to let you know personally that if you get off that boat and you bring that virus back to America, knowing that you have been exposed and you don't quarantine for the 8 weeks wherever you are, I will sue you. Personally. I've already spoken to my lawyer about this matter. I will sue you, and I will open it up as a class action lawsuit.
Oh my God. I'm not trying to give y'all any ideas, but I mean, this is on the internet. Oh, wow. Yeah.
We will all sue you. Every single one of us will go after everything you have. All those old people on that boat, we're taking your house, we're taking your pension, we're taking all of it. Because if you are selfish enough, I know that you've been through something traumatic. I understand. I've been there. I got COVID and I almost died from it. I'm immunocompromised. But if you are selfish enough to only think about you in this circumstance and say, I just want to go home, which is what I'm hearing from you, and you get on that little plane and you spread it to all 180 plus other people on that plane, and then they can contact trace that to you through Boston Airport or all of the other connecting airports that you go through, I will sue you. I will take your dog. That's my dog now. I will take anything you've ever loved from you because you're not doing this to me again. You're not doing this to my loved ones again. I can't lose more people. I can't have more loved ones die from this. So, if you'd like to join my lawsuit, comment below, because there's no way we're letting that happen. I know this is a very scary thing right now, but you gotta stay exactly where you are while we figure this out. And if you come back and step on this soil, I'll see you in court, baby. Hi, this message is for Jake.
Now we know people got off the hantavirus cruise ship on April 24th. That is after the first death, but before they knew what it was. And we know that some of those people came back to the U.S. Some are here in California. The state health department says none of them are sick, but how real is the risk that this could spread?
It's not very easy to get. It's not like COVID. It's not like flu. It's not even like, norovirus, that's for sure.
This virus does have a pretty long incubation period, though, so it's technically possible that somebody could still come down with symptoms. So the state health department hasn't told us whether these people are actually quarantining. Would you think that would be advisable for these people right now?
There are different groups of passengers. One is that certainly people with symptoms are going to be isolated from everybody else. The second group of people are people with close contacts. From the people who are known to be positive or to be ill. Those people are probably also going to be isolated as well. Another group of people might be people who have no symptoms and no contact, careful symptom monitoring for the 6 weeks after potential exposure.
So that's not arbitrary. It's based.
But the thing is, my good, very good people, is this thing can stay dormant for up to 8 weeks. So when they're jumping on the boat to tell people that, oh, we haven't seen any symptoms or anything from these people that already came off the ship and now are on American land without any real confirmation of seeing the process through first. And please, I do hope that that's the case, that they got off, they don't got no symptoms, they won't have any. But the thing is, they should, same all 147 people now should be they should all be quarantined in one big ass facility. If you guys are putting them on the ground, put them in a big ass facility. What the hell are you guys spreading them around for? Just because they're not showing anything right now.
On the one outbreak of this that they studied in Argentina, where they did not really see asymptomatic spread. And that's really important because that's what would drive a broader epidemic, people walking around not knowing they have it. This was really a perfect storm. The leading theory now is that this Dutch couple was bird watching, and they got the virus, brought it on board, brought it into an environment where everything spreads more easily on a cruise ship. They didn't suspect it because it's never been on a ship before. So no doubt this is new territory, but that is the best info based on the science and what we have now. Follow me for updates and for more news from around Southern California. Now we know people.
A Dutch flight attendant has been hospitalized with hantavirus symptoms after contact with a passenger who died on a KLM flight. But here's the crazy part. Around 40 passengers left the ship early on a remote island called St. Helena. And now they could be anywhere in the world. In the United States, Georgia have 2 residents are already being monitored by the Department of Public Health. In Arizona, a returned passenger is under observation. In California, Texas, and Virginia, more passengers have returned and are now being tracked. This outbreak started on a single ship, but now it's global. In South Africa, 2 confirmed cases, including 1 in intensive care. Switzerland have 1 returned passenger tested positive. In the Netherlands, a confirmed death linked to the cruise. German officials say one of the dead was German. In the United Kingdom, passengers and crew are now being tracked. This appears linked to the Andes strain, one of the only hantaviruses that can spread between humans, with a fatality rate of roughly 30 to 40%. A Dutch flight attendant has been hospitalized.
What do y'all think, man? Just drop it down there in the comments, all right? So for my Canadian people, let's see what's really going on over here. Guys, whew.
On confirming today
6 Canadians altogether. 2 of them got off, though, a number of days ago now, back on April 24th. There were a number of passengers that disembarked at that time, including the body of that Dutchman, the first to die, some 30 people in total. We'll come back to the 4 Canadians who are still on board in just a few moments here, but I do want to start with those 2 Canadians who...
But the fact of the matter is, those people got off the ship or the boat or whatever before they got the news of this, right? So we have to ask ourselves, in between them leaving that ship and getting home, what did they do? Where did they touch? What amount of people were they around? Those are the questions we should be asking. They're telling us that they're isolating, self-isolating at home, actually. But how much can we really trust people? Right?
disembarked. We know that they are now back in Canada and they are currently self-isolating in Ontario. I want to bring you a new statement that was put out just a little while ago by Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister and also Canada's Health Minister. Quote, "We can confirm that 2 Canadians who were on the vessel returned home before the outbreak was first identified, along with 1 Canadian who was not on the vessel, however, was on the same flight and may have come into contact with a symptomatic individual. This individual is not considered a high-risk close contact by the World Health Organization. 2 individuals are in Ontario, 1 is in Quebec. All 3 are asymptomatic and have received guidance to self-isolate, and they are currently
that. And now, like, I'm even watching it on my TV and stuff like that. Things are developing. Now, there's a new case out in New Jersey. Y'all seeing a certain pattern here, or is it did they think we're just gonna forget after 6 years?
monitoring for any symptoms. That is the latest on those 2 Canadians who disembarked. But remember, there are still 4 who are currently on board and are making their way towards the Canary Islands right now. We know that that journey is going to take another 2 or 3 days. But according to Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister, there will be Canadian consular officials in the Canary Islands at the port when that cruise ship arrives. Now, the other bit of information that we have about those 4 Canadians who are still on board is that they are asymptomatic. They don't currently have any symptoms. They also are not believed to have been close contacts with any of the people on board who died or who have been confirmed to have cases. The latest information from the Public Health Agency of Canada, this was released around 5 p.m. Eastern yesterday, said that because they're asymptomatic, they won't be required to do anything in particular when they get home under the Quarantine Act. 6 Canadians.
Okay. Trust and believe in the experts. Trust and believe in the experts. All right?
All together.
The 2.
Breaking news from Canada. 3 Canadian citizens are now under health monitoring.
Officials say they may have been exposed to hantavirus during a trip connected to the cruise ship MV Hondius. 2 individuals are currently in Ontario. 1 person is being monitored in Quebec. Hantavirus is considered a rare but potentially dangerous virus. The virus is usually spread through contact with infected rodents or their droppings. In some cases, it can cause severe breathing problems and lung complications. According to reports, some passengers had traveled to remote island areas before returning to Canada. Health authorities say the overall public risk is currently low. Officials are continuing daily monitoring and medical follow-ups. The World Health Organization has also reported a small number of cases linked to this outbreak. The story is quickly spreading across social media. Many people are comparing it to the early stages of previous outbreaks. Do you think this is just precaution or something bigger? Follow for more real Canada news and updates.
The World Health Organization reiterated.
Oh my God.
We have breaking news now on the hantavirus outbreak.
I didn't want you to know, man, I guess I was scared.
I had to turn the sound off for copyright purposes, y'all. Is this? Hey, y'all, one of y'all, if anybody who's watching this, tell me if this is real. This can't. Let me know if that's real, y'all.
To the residents this morning and look at what we got front and center on the Hamilton Spectators. The hantavirus. 3 Canadians in isolation at home over possibly exposure to deadly strain. After they done told us it was 2 Canadians. That's why I don't believe the government for nothing. For all we know, it's not even 3 Canadians. For all we know, it's more than 3, because how many people did the 3 Canadians touch? 3 times 3 is what? And then times that by 3, and before you know it, we got a whole outbreak. And it's a...
How do y'all feel about this, man? I don't know. This situation just seems weird to me. It went from something so simple to now each day it's developing more and more and more into where people are getting infected. But I don't believe it's going to be something that's blown out of the water. Certain people are making it look, as they say, believe the experts. But then again, what happened with CV19, we did believe him at first, didn't we? But I don't believe that this is the same thing. But it is actually really concerning to hear how people are talking about this, and especially to see that it's something that's so close to home, Ontario. How do my people in Toronto, all of my people in Canada feel about this right now? Y'all drop that down in the comments that you want to know, man. But either way, y'all stay safe out there. Be careful of what you do, how you do it, and when you do it. Because, man, things are getting real crazy in 2026. But you already know, don't forget to like, share, and comment. And for you that's watching this, that's not subscribed, lick that subscribe button, man. It's free. Until another video, you already know, man. Doses.